when you're done with SummerSlam, you go back to Smoky Mountain. I mean, that just must
Right.
have must have
Yeah.
made you guys big star, even bigger stars there for being on
Well,
the pay per
that
view.
was that was the idea, to get the rub off WWF, and we did. We came back, and it was still in Smoky Mountain confines, I guess. I don't know if that's the best way to put it or not, but when you came back, it was like, well, yeah, you went to WWF, but now you're back in Smoky Mountain. So it helped that we kept doing the pay-per-views, and it did help that with the affiliation WWF. And I think I'm trying to remember if I don't think Yoko came down, but some WWF guys came down, and Jimmy managed them too. So yeah, it was a great help to Smoky Mountain. It just wasn't that big. It wasn't enough help to keep us floating, I guess.
All right. Isn't it amazing, Tom, that you could have a match one night and get one reaction, and then the next night it's totally different? The reaction you guys got at the Survivor Series match. I mean, you and the Rock and Roll Express. There's no way you could ever have a bad match. I watched that. I'm like, come on, people, you're seeing a tag team clinic here, and they're
But it
too
was
busy
in
watching
Boston.
Doink
Yeah,
and Dink and all that stuff they were putting
right.
out.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what they wanted, and they just crapped all over us in Boston. They really did, and we went, wow, that was great. So yeah, but Boston and Philadelphia and towns like that, they let you know if they don't like it, real fast, and they did. They let us know.
So when did you actually stop working for Smoky Mountain?
When it quit, when it was went defunct, went not bankrupt, but it went out of business. We left WWF and went back to Smoky Mountain, and we closed the doors on it. Yeah, we were there till the bitter end. I'm trying to remember what year that was. I think 94, maybe. Then we went to trying to think what happened after that. I don't recall.
Were you there when the gangsters were there?
In yes, Smoky Mountain, yes. We worked with the gangsters.
You was a heel versus heel?
Yeah. Well, we were the baby
Okay.
faces by proxy because now the
Right.
gangsters came in and they beat us up, and now we're gonna get revenge, and they're talking about the South, and they're talking about all these, hey OJ, we got another type thing. I mean, it was heavy, man. New Jack came up
Yeah.
with some heavy stuff.
Yeah, he
But I
did.
like New Jack. I always got along with New Jack. I think he was very misunderstood.
How'd you like working with them?
I liked working with them. They were good. They were solid. They were safe. It sounds crazy to say that about those guys, but they were. They were solid. They were safe with us, and it was great.
Any New Jack fan stories that you can remember?
Well, my dad had a heart attack, and we didn't think he was going to make it, so I flew into Houston. And while I was gone, there was a tag match with Jimmy, and I don't recall who the partner was. Took my place, but they had a riot in like Wise, West Virginia, and New Jack, I guess, was running his mouth, and that's one thing you don't do, I guess, in Wise, West Virginia. And they had a riot, and I was in Houston, with my dad. So yeah, that's what I remember. But New Jack, look, he was a businessman, and he understood what people wanted to hear. He understood the image and the perception, so he knew how to talk to wrestling fans. He knew how to talk at wrestling fans. He knew how to cut a promo. And that's what made him so great, because he was authentic. He was that guy. He lived it. He was a bounty hunter. He was a guy who you didn't want to cross. You didn't want to make him mad. And but he was also a businessman. He understood business. He understood people wanted violence from him, and he was going to give them violence, just like he did in ECW.
Do you think WWF just didn't want to get
I
any?
didn't. I remember New Jack called one time, and I told JR about it, and JR's response was, "Well, I don't know about that," and he'll check. But I never got a word yes or no. But I remember New Jack calling and finding out, and I I think it was just the fact that he was so unpredictable, uh, appeared to be so unpredictable, and
Right.
maybe they'd heard rumors about him. But I don't really know the real reason why they never gave him a shot.